couple of numbers I want you to think about. The Asian Indian population in this country is probably around 2%, 1 3/4 to 2%. They own and control 70% of all of the hotel rooms in this country. African American populations probably somewhere around 13 or 14%. We own less than 1% of the hotel rooms in this country. How did this happen? I'll be very brief with you in terms of what the Asian Indians have done, and it is commendable. I don't take the point of view that they are taking over. It is commendable what they've done and how they have done it. And it has happened over a period of about 40 years. These are folks who came here with little or nothing except a burning desire to get to America and understand what America is all about. They started out, some of them, owning or working in convenience stores, and they moved on from the ownership of convenience stores, some of them going into motels where they bought little roadside motels of maybe 15 or 20 rooms, and they started working them. And at that particular time, the major hotel companies, Marriott, Holiday Inn, and the rest of them did not permit Asian Indians a part of their franchise system. So they started at the bottom, and now they are the dominant force. And it's only been about 12 years since the major franchise companies such as Marriott, Jamba Franchisee, and Hilton would permit African Americans to come in. This is a new frontier for us to a certain extent. I built my first Marriott hotel about 8 years ago down in Macon, and I just opened my 4th hotel in Jacksonville, North Carolina earlier this year. This is a wonderful business to be in, but once again, it's one of these things that we are completely new at, and we're new at it, not that we don't know how to run a hotel business, but simply the barriers were there and we were not permitted to do so. People like Marriott, Hilton, La Quinta, Choice Hotels, all of the other major hotel franchisors, they are interested. They are going out, have an outreach program to bring in African Americans because they now understand that diversity is green on the bottom line. So this is, if you've ever thought about wanting to get into the hotel business, and we all stay in hotels, and you wonder if there's a possibility you could own the hotel like the one you're staying in, the answer is yes, 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 you can. Just briefly, I want to leave one thing with you, and this is what I call my Bill Cosby moment. When we talk about, I have a lot of African Americans come to me quite often and say, you know, I want to get into business, I'm going to go into business, and we never seem to understand what is really important about getting into business. That is knowing how to conserve your money. So let me leave you with this. This old boy in this small town, the banker asked him to come to the local college and speak because he's a very successful businessman. He owned a great deal of property in the city, rental property and a couple of apartment buildings. And so the bank president was on the board of trustees of the small college, and he said, we'd like for you to come out and speak to our newly about to be graduated MBAs. And the guy says, you know, that's not what I like to do. I don't do a whole lot of talking, and I'm not good at that sort of thing. So the guy reminded him of the number of apartment buildings he owned and this 7-figure investment portfolio he had there at the bank. So he said, look, don't kid me, you know something about money, and these young folks should hear you. And he was a little bit self-conscious. You know, what is he? Here's a guy that wasn't, you know, very well polished in speaking, and now he's going to be talking to these MBAs. The guy said, you've got something that they need to hear. Well, he said, you know, I don't give long speeches. He said, whatever you say, I'm pretty sure it's going to be to the point. And the day came, and he went there to speak, but before he left the bank, the man said, now, Bob, I want you to dress up, okay? Put on a coat and tie when you come. I said, okay. So he got there, and he gave him this tremendous introduction, and they were all waiting for his words of wisdom. And I'm going to tell you, like he told them, and I hope you will understand it and take it to heart. And the guy got up and he said, listen to me. Whenever your outgo is more than your income, won't be long before your upkeep's gonna be your downfall. You gotta learn how to conserve money, because getting into the hotel business is a tremendous capital intensive thing, but you can do it. So come out if you're truly interested, 19th through the 21st at the Marriott Century Business Park, and get a chance to meet a lot of folks who look like you, who had that dream one day and they went out and they did it. Thank you very much.